Are you packing, sir? Yes, I am packing. What are you packing? Mud. Loads of disgusting mud. The leader of the rebellion against the Islamic Caliphate. A dead raccoon would do the job. A little bit of rock climbing in the mix. With some sort of compression that slowly crushed his skull. Not a nice way to die. So last night I decided to camp on this big hill with a really nice view, and it was kind of late. And I thought, okay, I'll show you the beautiful view in the morning. This is something really special. How nice, huh? I've had like no water left, but I was like, I'm going to sleep early. I'm going to wake up early. There's a village nearby. I'm gonna get some water there, gonna get some breakfast. And I have now been up for a while. And this is the view from the beautiful side of the hill. So I'm sitting here with no water and no breakfast, waiting for it to stop raining. And what is gonna be a huge amount of extra fun is it's a big hill with a lot of mud and grass to get down, and it's been raining like all night. Dropping the bike in the hill on mud is not fun. It really isn't. Maybe for you. The visibility, as you can tell, is fantastic. The weather has essentially not changed at all in the last, I don't know how many hours. The rain let off a little bit, and I think I found a different way from the mountain. This actually looks really nice. I mean, it slides like crazy. It would have been an intelligent thing to air down. It does not look too bad, but once you look at the tires, they are packing up rather quickly. Here comes the rain again. What is that song? It's packed. I mean, totally packed. So whatever this is, you could probably make houses out of it. The reason I'm trying to stop is so I can show you this. This is what my tire looks like. That is beautiful, isn't it? Which explains why I have so much traction. Ah! Are you packing, sir? Yes, I am packing. What are you packing? Mud. Loads of disgusting mud. I'm just sliding down. I have no control. Oh, gravel! Gravel! Oh, welcome, my good friend. Back to mud. And his joy was short-lived. Here comes the fan again, fanning on my red. Now in my case, the words should be, here comes the mud again, Or here comes the mud still. So yesterday was almost no food. I'm not sure whether it's 3 or 4 p.m. So it rained a really long bloody time. I have had no food today. And now please give me something to eat. Anything. Anything. A dead raccoon would do the job. Apparently somewhat of an attraction. So, they've all got it. Aye. Okay. 2 very bad chocolate bars and a little bit of water later. This is where I've been, up on that hill. It looks so pretty now. The weather is continuing to improve. It's been a while since I've had my visor completely fucked up. I've smelled food somewhere. Slowly arriving to Calais Bar. If this bastard. What are you doing? Somewhere in this town should be food. Their restaurant I was checking out. It turned out they have a little place upstairs which wasn't too cheap, but it wasn't too expensive, but importantly it was big enough to dry my tent. And now I am waiting for another hour before they finish making the soup, because I refuse to have kebab anymore. So I am now leaving after my little ordeal to go for the Babak castle, where I'll hopefully camp and stay for sunset and sunrise. Alright, thanks so much. We're heading to the Babak castle. And we've got a professional front guide.
No problem.
And a lot of people that are also coming to see the Babak castle. No seatbelts, a lot of people in the car.
Hello.
Arrived at the top. It's a beautiful place. The taxi was a little bit extortionate, but they are also storing my motorcycle reasonably safely overnight, which was the main reason. Otherwise I could just ride up here, but I just didn't want to leave all my things on the bike unattended. And now it's a trek to the castle, which is very famous for being the castle of the man who was leading the revolution and the resistance against the Islamic Caliphate. I think there is an Iranian group of tourists that are trying to adopt me. Yeah, people are incredibly nice here. I have stopped to fill up on this beautiful mountain water as a precaution, so I don't end up the way I ended up a couple of days ago without water. And all the local people I meet say that Babak is their hero. 1200 years after he was the leader of the rebellion against the Islamic Caliphate, this guy is still celebrated in these parts, and a lot of people apparently come here once a year to remember that guy. As you can tell from my breath, I really understand why they had such a problem defeating this place. It's a massive hill, especially if you're carrying all your camping equipment, water, food, cameras, tent. Imagine laying siege to this place. I just can't get enough of the scenery. It's so beautiful around here. Hi.
How
How are you?
Like this. There you go. Fist bump. There, fist bump.
How old are you? How old are you?
77.
Wait.
MashaAllah.
Good. Thank you. Oh wow. This fortress stood for over 20 years before they managed to take it.
You are from?
From here, Babak led the rebellion for over 20 years until they had finally managed to somehow bring in siege weapons and conquer this place. After that, he still managed to escape, and he was hiding out with an Armenian prince who later betrayed him. And you do not want to know the gruesome details of the death that they brought onto him, because it is medieval in every sense of the word. Apparently first they cut off his legs, then his arms, and the legend says that once they cut off his legs, he poured his blood over his face so his enemies can't see him pale. And after that they stitched him into, I believe, a cow with some sort of compression that slowly crushed his skull. Not a nice way to die, but the guy remains to this day, for all of the people that I've met today, national hero. And it's from here that he managed to resist to huge force for 20 years. So sadly, the castle isn't the best location for shooting sunset. It is a brilliant location to see, however, super beautiful. But what I am thinking now is going up there, so all the way back down, and then try to traverse up onto that mountain, shoot sunrise from there, which I think should be possible, and it might be a nice shot. I guess there's one way to find out, and that's to drag myself up on that hill. Today is a leg day, yay! Onwards and upwards. There's a slightly stressful thing. Two of the guys that were sort of looking at me a little bit funny. Maybe it's also a stupid idea to like hike with all the cameras out and everything, so that's on me. But I went down from the castle a lot before them, and then I went sort of to the side, so. And the two guys who are, I think, the last people on the mountain now, are waiting there for no particular reason for quite a while. So it's like they're waiting for me to come back. They felt a little bit off, the way they were looking at me in the castle, and it definitely feels off now. So I guess the good thing is They don't know I'm planning on camping here. Yeah, so hopefully at some point, rather than following me up here, they will just go back. This is what I'm going up. It is steep. I guess it will be quite a while keeping a watch tonight and seeing when and if they leave. Because they're still there just sitting and watching me. If not, I guess I'll have to try to wait for the night, wait for it to get dark, and then traverse up the mountain somewhere, most of the way up. And it is getting dark, it's past sunset. By the time I get anywhere, it's gonna be completely dark. And my two friends are still there. I definitely should have been here earlier. A little bit of rock climbing in the mix. You probably can't see much because I can't see much. This kind of looked like a faster way. Finally crested. Try to find a place to put my tent. And fantastically enough, I don't know if you can see it, I've just noticed that up there are still remnants of a wall. So even here was the part of the fortification. I'll show you in the morning when the light's better. It's now really dark and I've still not found a spot to sleep. And I'm sure you can't see anything because I can't see much. But I don't want to turn on the light. It's the surefire of announcing where exactly I am. Pitching a tent. Maybe, maybe not. In the dark it is. Now we can look at the Babak castle from a totally different perspective. It was very windy at night and the tent was buffeting like crazy. And before I went to sleep, there kept being some people around in the hills with flashlights, which was not very comfortable feeling. So I did not really sleep much. And this is where I slept. Well, it was not a very comfortable setup to sleep. And this is the view from the other side. And yeah, at night the flashlights were sort of down here. And then down in that little section. Because there were the two guys sort of waiting for me to come back there, and then I see the flashlights here. When you're alone on the mountain with a lot of camera equipment and things feel a little bit off. It's not the best feeling and it doesn't make it easy to sleep. Anyway, I am all good and alive and the weather is beautiful. And now I just have to pack up my tent and make my way. Right, time to leave my amazing campground. Yesterday, where I've seen that there's been sort of remnants of an old wall, remnants of a bridge also. Very interesting from the distance. And it's in a place where I'm sure it was not restored. It looks impossible to get to. But let's see if I can climb a little bit closer. Yeah, those are the remnants of the wall I spoke about yesterday. There's a lot of crows flying. Maybe they know I'm about to climb up there. And they're hoping. Well, I'm not far from reaching the top. But it does get a little more tricky. Yeah, when I imagine trying to get up this whilst somebody is probably shooting arrows at you or throwing stones, not pleasant. So I didn't like the first place that I chose to try to go up, and now I might try this one instead of going here and then up there. We'll see how far I get. This has been here for 12 centuries. How crazy is that? A lot of these stones are really loose and weathered, and the fall would be rather deadly. I reckon 30-40 meters. Okay, I have decided that was also not the way, so now I am going back down, because all those flakes, when I touch them, are falling out. Maybe I'll try going around and see whether there's yet another way. I'd love to go up there. Now it's like, in for a penny, in for a pound. I've got a feeling third time is the charm. So this is the opposite side. And from here, it looks a little bit easier. Oh yeah, that looks not bad at all. And we're almost there. I might need both hands for this part. Here we are, finally at the top of the less ventured, or most likely unventured, part of the fortification. It's kind of funny, huh? Why do I insist on exploring this tiny tiny little piece of wall when there is that huge whole fort that I could be running around? So originally there must have been some sort of structure. Oh yeah. And this is where I've slept. So on the way back, there's loads of sheep. And I am not really taking the track you're supposed to take, because I have no intention of climbing that thing down again. I am sort of going around, and I have encountered sheep. And I have encountered, wait for it, wait some more, a donkey! Have you ever seen a donkey fly? Can you talk? Please talk. Okay, this is not Shrek. We'll try with the next donkey. Pretty much back at the parking now, and then it's time for the Rainbow Mountains. And then, I don't know. Then I will probably meet another interesting person who will tell me about another interesting place I need to visit.